And the Dobrinic channel is back, and today we are going to be talking about the California reservoirs and what this drought really has impacted on California. Sunday and Monday, the rainfall that was received in California, it was record-breaking in many places, and even with that impressive amount, the drought has really sucked in a lot of the water, and a lot of the water did not make it to the reservoir whatsoever, which is unfortunate. Some of it did. Folsom and Lake Oroville went up the most. Lake Shasta, on the other hand, did not rise as much, and I have everything you want to know and then some. So if you really enjoy this content, please take the time to smash that like button and hit the follow icon, because you never know when I'm going to update. And furthermore, please share it on social media, get the word out, and we will keep you up to date on what is going on in California. I want to start off by talking about Lake Folsom. Normally this time of year, Lake Folsom's at 67%, and even with the rain that has just occurred, the new data shows the lake has gone up 30%. So not stellar increases that we were hoping for, as on a normal water year, the lake would currently be about 67% instead of 30%. So we got a long way to go. We still got 37 more percent just to get back to normal this time of year. I was hoping for 50 to 100 foot in Lake Oroville, and that just didn't happen. We probably got around 25 foot or so. The lake is still currently rising, which is a good thing. So there's still runoff. There's still some snow in the mountains that will eventually melt and come into the lake. But fortunately, the long range forecast has potentially another storm coming through. Not as impressive yet as the other storm that just came through, but hey, rain's rain, snow's snow, we'll take whatever we can get, right? So Lake Oroville, on the other hand, normally this time of year is about 52% of historic level and is currently 27% of its capacity. Lake Oroville did gain over 100,000 acre feet of water, and somebody was asking what an acre feet is. That is 1 foot in an acre of water, and 1 acre foot can actually supply a family for up to 1 year. Let that sink in. So for every 1 acre, you can get a year's worth of water for you and your family. Some people probably last 1.5 years to 2 years, just depending on how much water they need in a year. You got to remember, we were at historic lows, so this is very good news that the lake has come up. At least we're not in as bad a shape as we were. The ground soaked in quite a bit of it, like a sponge. This reminds me of whenever the Mississippi River was flooding down in New Orleans. They had to open up the Morganza spillway and let the water flow into the Atchafalaya River, and that ground just soaked up that water as quick as it was coming in. It soaked into the ground because it was so dry, and this is something similar that happened. They were really shocked by how much the ground absorbed. So the ground is like a sponge. When it rains, it sucks up as much as possible. So there you have that. And California is not out of the woods yet. So let's roll over to windy.com and see what is going on at Lake Oroville, Lake Shasta, Folsom Lake for the next 10 days and see what the weather forecast entails. So here we go. As we roll over to windy.com, check out this atmospheric river for the last 12 hours. This thing's coming all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up. I believe this is that system that moved through California. It's just part of the atmospheric river, and it's just rolling straight up. And California has dried out for the last couple of days. As we roll into California, you can see it's partly cloudy in California. Chico, Yuba City, Sacramento seems to be fairly clear. And we go over to the rain accumulation for the next 10 days, and we roll into Lake Shasta. Lake Shasta up here supposedly going to get 3.73 inches. Now this is the long range forecast, and these have been wrong before, so keep that in mind, but they're saying 3.73 in the next 10 days. So we roll down here to Lake Oroville. You can see 3.9 all the way to 2.9. Some more rain possibly coming within the next 10 days, and the majority of this coming between 5 and 10 days. So this is very long range, and it's hard to say if this will really come to pass. We come down here to Folsom Lake, and something similar down here, 2.42 all the way to 2.82. So 2.5, not quite as much down here. The whole state in general, it's going to be, the majority of it's going to be to the central, to the north, and just very little to the south, which is typical. And let's hope more comes, but this is what we get. As far as new snow goes, the majority of this is going to be rain, not snow. Again, it's going to be rain rainmaker up here by Shasta. Mount Shasta itself 3.8, over here 6.3 is the highest you got. You come down here by Oroville, to the north of Oroville 3.1, and then down here by Folsom you got 6.2. So, and then even down here by Bear Valley down here 7.3 in the Sierras here. You're going to get a lot of snow in the next 10 days. Let's go to snow depth and see what the current snow depth is. You can see that the Sierras got a good start in the snow depth, 22.4 inches. Not too shabby for this time of year. As we scoot up here by Lake Oroville, you can see that the majority of that was rain, and only 2.8, and then a little bit over here, 6.7 inches up here. Shasta is 12.2, so that's the mountain there. So that's your current snow depth in California. And let's go check out the water levels and see what they're currently at. Here we are at Lake Oroville water level, and the water level is 658.40 feet MSL. Wednesday, October 27, 2021 at 1 p.m. The level is currently 241.60 feet below full pool, so we got a long way to go before this thing ever gets back to the top. Now, I did hear that the DWR is already planning on turning back on the power plant. They haven't determined that, and I think that's just foolish. What took months and months for the lake to be depleted, they're going to kick it back on, and they are going to lose water again. I mean, why would you do that? That's just kind of foolish in my opinion, but apparently it's coming down the pike, and that's not a good situation. Let's roll up to Lake Shasta. And here we are at Lake Shasta. Water level for Wednesday, October 27, 2021 was 885.92 feet, and that was taken at 12 p.m. The level is 181.08 feet below full pool of 1,067, and the change since yesterday, this thing has actually risen 0.24 feet. Unfortunately, since October 1st, this thing is down 5.91 feet since October 1st. So the thing is on the trend down. Even though the lake has gone up, it is trending down overall. So they didn't get as much rain as was predicted in this last storm, which is why those levels haven't came up like Lake Oroville and like Lake Folsom. So bad news for Lake Shasta. So this is why Lake Shasta hasn't really rised up like we were anticipating. We were hoping that the weather forecast would be right. You never hope that it's wrong, especially whenever there's a drought. You always be optimistic instead of pessimistic. Here we are at Folsom Lake water level. This water level on Wednesday, October 27, 2021 was 388.04 feet MSL, and this was taken at 12 p.m. and the level is 388.04 feet above full pool of 000, and the lake since yesterday has risen 0.86 feet. So there you have that. As far as the big winner, I give it to Lake Oroville, because Lake Oroville has actually risen 29.93 feet, and the next big winner would be Lake Folsom, because Lake Folsom has risen 14.46 feet. These are since October 1st, and the big loser would be Lake Shasta, as it's down 5.91 feet since October 1st. So there you have that. The water level continues to rise at all three lakes. Currently, for how much longer? Lake Oroville will still rise for the next week at least, depending on if this rainstorm comes or not. Lake Shasta is already starting to slow down. Folsom, it's still coming in a little bit, but we will see. You have to remember, as it gets to the top, it will rise really quick till it gets to the halfway point, and then it'll slow down, because whenever it gets to the top, the lake gets wider, and as it gets wider, that takes more of an acre feet to fill. So that's what we need to be looking at. So let's just keep an eye on this stuff, and let's see what the forecast is in the futures from here on. And that's all I have for today. So I hope that's everything you need to know. If there's a lake that you want to know about, put down in the comment below, become part of the community, hit that subscribe button. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.